Okay, so Halloween's coming up, and I don't know about you, but I'm
Mhm.
ready to unlock some of that,
Yeah,
Halloween magic.
absolutely.
Not the like store-bought kind, but the kind that like sparks your creativity
Right.
and maybe even helps you like learn something new about yourself along the way, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a great goal, and it sounds like you've come to the right place
Okay.
because we're diving into these journal prompts
Oh, cool.
from the Stallion's blog post. It's called, get this, 50 journal prompts for those celebrating Halloween.
I love it.
And these prompts, they're like enchanted keys.
Ooh.
Each one is opening a door to like a different aspect of the holiday.
Okay, I love that analogy
Yeah.
because it's so true. Like
Mhm.
sometimes the hardest part of journaling, at least for me, it's just knowing where to even begin.
Yeah, where do you
Yeah.
start?
It's like staring at a blank canvas.
Absolutely. It's that intimidation factor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But these prompts, they take that away, that initial fear,
Okay.
and they just give you a starting point, which I think is so valuable.
Yeah.
And what I find fascinating is how many of these prompts really tap into
Uh-huh.
the power of nostalgia, especially that first section.
Mm.
It's called Your Halloween Memories,
Mm.
and it just reminds us how powerful our experiences with holidays really are.
They really, really are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can practically smell the like fake blood from my fifth grade vampire costume.
Oh, I bet.
Just thinking about it,
Yeah.
or taste that weird wax on those like candy corn teeth.
Oh my gosh.
Why did we think those were so cool?
I know, but you know what? It's because those sensory details, especially tied to a holiday, and especially one as like
Mhm.
visually and experientially rich as Halloween,
Right.
it creates these incredibly vivid memories.
Totally.
And those memories, they can be more than just fun trips down memory lane. Like psychologists actually suggest that revisiting those positive memories,
Oh, wow.
like the ones we often have associated with holidays,
Yeah.
it can actually boost your mood
Really?
and even increase your feelings of connection with others.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like those prompts about your favorite Halloween candy or your most epic costume.
Yes.
They're not just fun questions to think about. They're actually like,
Yeah.
little mood boosters in disguise.
Exactly.
Oh,
They are.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And it goes even deeper than that, this blog post does.
Oh.
Because they have prompts about like unexpected events or Halloween mishaps.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, because those unexpected moments often lead to the best stories,
Oh, 100%.
like the costume malfunctions,
Yes.
the haunted houses that were maybe a little too convincing,
Oh,
too scary.
yeah. Those are the memories that stick with us.
They really, really do.
Yeah.
Okay, like mine, okay, I have one.
Okay.
So I tried to make my own ghost costume out of a old sheet, right?
Okay. Classic.
Classic. Let's just say I ended up tangled in a bush and I had to be rescued by a very confused neighbor.
No.
It was very embarrassing.
Oh, I bet. But yeah, I mean, I still remember it so vividly, and it makes me laugh every time I think about it.
Exactly. And that's what's so great about these prompts.
Yeah.
They're encouraging us to kind of mine those experiences,
Okay.
to remember not just what happened, but how we felt.
Oh, I like that.
It's about understanding that our relationship with Halloween, it's constantly evolving.
That's a really good point. That evolution, that's a really good point. And I think that kind of leads us into the next section of this blog post, right?
It really does.
Which is called Halloween traditions.
Okay.
And it's all about how, like, our relationship with the holiday, it kind of changes,
Absolutely.
as we grow.
Well, that's the thing, is we start to move beyond just trick-or-treating.
Right.
And we start to explore these different ways of celebrating. And I thought this was really cool. One prompt that jumped out at me asks about starting new traditions.
Oh, I like that.
It's like this recognition that Halloween isn't static.
Mm.
It's something we can actively shape and personalize as we go.
That's so true. Just even thinking about like the traditions I've seen kind of pop up in recent years, like,
That what?
like those elaborate Halloween family photo shoots or
Yes.
like those pumpkin carving competitions where they're like off the charts.
They're
And
insane.
I know.
They're works of art.
I know.
But it speaks to our need for ritual, don't you think?
Yeah, totally.
These small ways we can put our own stamp on celebrations.
Totally, yeah.
Even if it's something small, like trying a new recipe for pumpkin spice cookies.
Ooh.
Or finally hosting that scary movie marathon you've always talked about.
Oh, a scary movie marathon with friends sounds pretty perfect right about now.
Right.
Especially if there are themed snacks involved.
Always.
Yes.
Of course.
But for those of us who like our Halloween with the side of like existentialism,
Yep.
This blog post has us covered too.
It does it. I like this.
It does.
Yeah.
The Halloween night reflections section.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes.
So, like, these prompts, they're going a little beyond the surface level fun.
Yeah.
They're inviting some deeper thinking here.
They are, and I have to admit, when I first saw the prompt, what does Halloween mean to you?
Yeah.
I was like, isn't it just about costumes and candy?
Right.
But the more I thought about it, I was like, there's this whole other layer here to explore.
Right. There absolutely is.
Yeah.
Because for some people, it's about confronting fears in a safe way.
Right.
For others, it's about celebrating the cycle of life and death
Ooh,
or connecting with ancient traditions.
that's deep. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like Halloween. It
Yeah.
kind of gives us like permission to explore these themes that we might not normally like address in our everyday lives.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe even like find some humor and joy in them.
Yeah, of course, because it's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of exploring things that we might not normally address,
Okay.
this blog post like takes this gloriously spooky turn for the fantastical with its section on your Halloween fantasies.
Okay. All right.
Like they sprinkled some imagination dust on everything.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like remember that one about creating your own monster?
Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
What would yours be like?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Okay, mine would definitely be this giant spider made entirely of leftover Halloween candy.
Okay.
It'd be terrifying
Yeah.
and delicious at the same time.
That's amazing. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
But seriously, like thinking about designing your own monster or
Yep.
having magical powers for a night,
Yeah.
it's like it taps into that like childlike sense of wonder that we often like lose as adults, you know?
Oh, 100%. It's like this blog post is giving us permission to reclaim that.
Yeah, totally.
And that's powerful because engaging with our imaginations, it's not just about fun and games.
Right.
It can be about problem solving, creativity, looking at the world from a new perspective.
Totally. And what better time to do that than Halloween?
Right.
When like the veil between reality and fantasy feels just a little bit thinner.
A little bit, yeah.
Right. And speaking of which, they even have a prompt about
Okay.
spending Halloween in a fictional world.
But fun.
Where would you go?
Oh, man.
Hogwarts for a spooky feast. Dracula's castle for like a moonlit waltz.
See, I'm torn because, like, Hogwarts is obviously
guess.
so iconic.
I know.
But I think, for me, Halloween, I'm going full spooky.
Okay.
I'm going somewhere like Transylvania.
Oh,
Like,
really?
get a little spooky with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of these prompts.
Yeah.
They spark those what if questions, those
Yes.
daydreams that make us smile.
And sometimes those daydreams, they can lead to real life inspiration.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And just when you think this deep dive into Halloween and journaling can't get any more insightful,
Right.
Lestallion hits us with the final section
Okay, let's hear it.
called Reflecting on Halloween Fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Great.
Yeah.
So good.
It brings us full circle, doesn't it?
It really does.
Back to that personal meaning of it all.
Mm-hmm. It really does bring us full circle back to that personal meaning.
Yeah, and it asks these great questions like, what's the most important aspect of Halloween for you?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. It makes you think about how your perception of the holiday has maybe evolved over time.
Totally. Yeah. It's like taking everything that we've explored, like all the nostalgia, the traditions, even the fantasies, and kind of distilling it down to like
Yeah.
what truly resonates, you know?
Yeah. And, one thing that I think this blog post really subtly highlights in this last section
Okay.
is this importance of connection,
Yeah.
especially with, like, our loved ones.
Yes.
Those shared experiences, whether it's carving pumpkins with your family or trading spooky stories with friends, or even just like, enjoying that scary movie marathon with someone special.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that truly bring the magic of Halloween to life, don't you think?
100%. It's like that feeling of like huddling under a blanket as a kid during a scary movie, and suddenly you're not so scared anymore because you're surrounded by people you care about. It's like those shared experiences become like these touchstones.
Yeah.
These reminders that we're a part of something larger than ourselves.
Absolutely, yeah. And those shared stories, those inside jokes, they become like part of your own personal Halloween mythology.
Oh, I love that.
It's kind of fascinating, like this blog post, just through these simple prompts,
Yeah.
can unlock so much.
They really can. I mean, who would have thought that? Like reflecting on a childhood costume could lead to such like profound insights,
Right.
about yourself and like the people that you love.
Totally.
It reminds me of that quote The child is father of the man.
Oh, I like that.
Like, we carry those early experiences with us, and holidays like Halloween just give us a chance to revisit them,
Yes.
re-examine them, and maybe even find new meaning in them.
And that's beautifully put. And it makes me think, too, about like just the power of journaling in general.
Oh, yeah.
Because, when we take the time to actually write down our thoughts and our feelings,
Yeah.
we often uncover things that we didn't even know were there.
Yes, 100%.
We make connections that we might have otherwise missed.
Totally.
Wow.
So as you plan your Halloween this year,
Yes.
think of these journal prompts from Le Stallion as more than just like writing exercises. Think
Yeah.
of them as like invitations,
I love that.
to explore, to connect, and to just like rediscover the magic of the holiday in a whole new light.
100%. And you know what? Have fun with it.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
That's what Halloween is all about.
Hey,
Amazing. Well, this was such a fun deep dive. I always love chatting with you.
me too. This was great.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.